And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Everybody who's traded has gone through periods of time where their strategy hasn't worked.
Where if not a hard stop, you should reevaluate the trades you're in based on time.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Market Recap. Wednesday, June the 29th, I'm John Hoagland. Thanks for trusting me with your time. Hope you had an interesting trading day. I know it was an interesting trading day. Just watching the close here, it looks like the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ closed just about flat. There was a chance they were going to eke out a little bit of a win this morning, or this afternoon, I should say. Can't really tell how it closed, but pretty close to an even session. The market's kind of falling into digestion today. As far as news is concerned, Fed Chair Powell today vows to prevent inflation from taking hold for the long run here in the U.S. Crude EIA released 2 weeks of draws on the U.S. Crude inventories, and then price drops ends a 3-day winning streak. Nuclear talks between the U.S. and Iran, unfortunately, have ended with no progress. And tomorrow is the end of the second quarter, end of half of the year. Hard to believe that we're there already. And we will be coming into, guess what? Earnings season. Taking a look at what happened in the markets today. Let me get my little notes here. Crude oil, the EIA drops 2 weeks of data and the price drops $2. And that information was actually draws. Less crude oil and the price drops in the opposite direction. It's really difficult to try and decipher what markets are going to do when these numbers come out. Even the S&P is a normal trading day. I don't think that we traded outside of the initial balance all day today. Not really what I was expecting, but as the day went on, it became more and more apparent that we were not going to be getting too aggressive as far as direction is concerned in our equities. NASDAQ, another small range digestion in two-sided trade. The gold, a B-shaped long liquidation profile near the extreme lows. It's going to be interesting to see what we did as far as open interest is concerned, and we'll have to wait, of course, to see that for tomorrow. Approaching a weekly kickoff low in gold. Maybe some opportunities coming around the corner here as far as gold trading is concerned. The euro volume builds as price action approaches weekly kickoff low. Another opportunity for us to see one of these markets at an important inflection level. It's been hard to come by this week. 10-year, the bull flag breaks out and finds support. We're going to see that in the charts in a little bit here. The natural gas, the bear flag breakout leads to long liquidation. Good afternoon, everybody. It's good to see everyone. Spencer, good news from what I understand. You have succeeded in your step 2 and you are getting funded. Very exciting to hear that and see that. Take your time. Scott saw and he conquered. Kyle, good afternoon. Past step 1 today. Back in the saddle again. Nice job, Kyle. Nice job. Boy, I'm loving hearing all these success stories. That's wonderful. Joe, good afternoon. 2 negative days in a row, but controlled risks are still in the game, but doubting myself. Well, that's what these markets do. They dig out all of the doubts and things that we have about ourselves, but these markets and your performance in them have nothing to do with who you are as a person, Joe. We know you're a good guy, and you will find a way to succeed. Dr. VJ, good afternoon. Inside IB all day long, right? Dan, there's a naked naked volume point of control waiting for us at 37.80 tomorrow. 37.80. Yes, I've been eyeballing that myself. Dan, I understand things are going well for you. If I'm right on that, congratulations. Sarah Hall, greetings. You've got a couple of beers out there. You heard me yesterday talk about having a little cocktail party. Well, this is the last recap for me for a week. Back in the saddle on the 11th. So I've got my... Hear that? Hear that? We'll get to that in a little bit. Bill, good afternoon. Dead letter opener, what's up? So tomorrow, it's the last day of the quarter, last day of the half of the year. Jobless claims as usual on Thursday. Personal income and outlays, Chicago PMI, and EIA nat gas. Friday's another one. ISM manufacturing index and construction spending likely to be somewhat impactful for us tomorrow and Friday. We've got Maycoke money tomorrow. That's going to be it for me for the week and for next week. Here's the link to get into Maycoke money. Got to make a little bit of money. We had 3 trades on Thursday, 2 losses, 1 win. We broke just about even. I think it was a small little loss for us on Tuesday, and I can take that no problem. What happened to the end of the quarter window dressing, right? Who knows? It's still one day to go. We still got time. Still got time. All right. Let's get through these charts real quick. A couple of things in the S&Ps that I do want to point out. A little different in the NASDAQ, but the S&Ps, I think, was the real tell that we were going to come off those highs, whether we had bad news or not. And we have another week low in the S&Ps as we speak, at least last I checked. Let's jump in and take a look through these charts, and we'll get into the celebration, I guess. All right, so here's crude. So 3 up days. We broke that streak today. Do we think that this might actually end up being a bear flag? What's it look like on the 30? It very well might. This is a little bit off here. We've got some smaller ranges, lower volumes, kind of holding up against this. And this market really tested up to this level a few times early in the session and even before the session. Here's the 8 o'clock bar. I thought I put this on here already. There's the close. Real close back to that weekly kickoff level. Just going from resistance to back to weekly kickoff. You see how this thing acts tomorrow. I'd be kind of surprised to see a bear flag pull off a breakout to the downside with any real momentum. Oh, S&Ps. Here's the daily. Want to check something here for us. So the final, we lost more than we thought we added open interest yesterday on this push to the downside. We actually lost 2,500 in open interest, just shy of 2,500 in open interest on this push to the downside. So even the break yesterday, even though it had higher volume, did not bring in new business. That kind of makes sense to me because of how narrow the range was today and how digestive this market has become. We were looking for a big day after GDP. We pretty much knew what was going to come out. Came out a little bit worse than expected. We didn't get a big reaction to that. Here's our 30, really just flopping around here. Here's that 3780 level that was being discussed in the chat here. That was Dan Emmons. So we got a couple of things to be looking for as far as kind of cleaning up some business down below here. If we can get down there, the least thing we did today was close this gap and then find support. Very choppy. Here's the thing I want to show you on the TPO. Here's Monday. very range bound, almost a normal trading day. We did take out the low of the initial balance by about 3 ticks, and we put in a poor low here, or a weak low. Some would call this a double bottom, but to me it looks more like an unfinished downside auction. We had the auction turn and head lower yesterday, almost the same trading day. However, we did not leave the initial balance all day long. This is a normal trading day, which is a bit of a misnomer because very rarely do we see the S&Ps, especially in periods of a little bit higher volatility like we're seeing now, put up a normal trading day. The problem with this is we don't have any excess at the low. This is another unfinished downside auction in the day time frame. Unfinished downside auction. Unfinished downside auction. Are we going to maybe go down and check that 3780? Naked point of control tomorrow? We shall see. We shall see. Take a look at the NASDAQ, which is a little bit different. Oops, sorry about that. A little bit different. We did add, we thought we added about 6,400 in open interest. The actual came out about 5,900. Still, we added open interest in the NASDAQ on the push to the downside. The auction lower seems healthier on the NASDAQ. Makes sense. The NASDAQ is way further off the all-time high than the S&P. Here's the 30. One major difference. Yesterday, we closed this gap. We also closed the naked point of control on the same day that we're looking at getting to tomorrow in the S&Ps. We did that yesterday. We still have some unfinished business down here. We've got another naked point of control and another one probably. So we're still looking at visual targets to the downside. Now, does it have to happen? No. Is it going to happen for sure? We don't know. All we know is when traders are looking at a level, they have a tendency to make price go there. The visuals down below are those naked points of control. Have to check that out tomorrow. Gold, we had a couple of, well, at least an overnight test below weekly kickoff low. It did not find acceptance. Matter of fact, it looks more like rejection down there, doesn't it? The market goes all the way up, opens, comes all the way back, tries to retest weekly kickoff low, is unable to do so, settles pretty much right at last week's low. What did we do today? What was the volume like in gold? It was a little bit higher. Makes sense. There's going to be some decision making that occurs typically around these weekly kickoff important inflection levels. The euro, we took out last week's low. We closed below last week's low. We finally have a little bit of a possible change in the euro, similar to gold, where we may see some larger opportunities come around the corner here. And there we go. So we one time frame lower pretty much after the first 30 minutes. Yeah, we pretty much one time frame lower. So weekly kickoff low is still below us. No test down below it just yet. The 10-year. Still centrally located. I've seen lots of talking heads and articles about how the bond market is no longer concerned about inflation nor about rates. So it seems to make sense. This market's been very low volume, very non-directional. We had a directional move to the upside today, but still largely just in balance. Do we take out the high of this bull flag we've been forming? Yes, we did in the overnight. We opened, we tested back to it, rejected inside of it, and the market moved higher. If we're looking for an opportunity for, I would look for this a reasonable terminus of this upside move back to last week's high, if given the opportunity. And the natural gas did not maintain the upside move, breaking out below a bear flag. Here's the 30. After the open, flopping, coming down below it, closing down below it, trading right back to that line and then falling apart and heading back to the downside. Where's our base for the bull flag? Well, we'll have to take a look and say, yeah, just by looking at the flagpole here, somewhere near last week's low, could be the terminus of the move if the bear flag actually has its magic powers. Magic powers. Well, we're getting spammed. I apologize. I have no idea who that is, what it is. Traded up 866 Keaton today in step 2 today. Within striking distance of the funded account. Nice job, Keaton. I'm looking forward to seeing you funded when I get back in a week. I wish these spammers could just let us be. This day in history, 1985, the American Space Shuttle Atlantis docks with the Russian space station Mir. 1950. I didn't know Pele was that old. Pele leads Brazil to the first World Cup title. 1967, the Rolling Stones fight the law, and the law wins. I guess the law came and got Keith Richards because apparently his home was being used for the purchase of cannabis. As far as the music, 1945, it's little Eva's birthday today. She was born in 1945. She was Carole King and Jerry Goffin's babysitter, and they had written a song called The Locomotion, and they asked little Eva to record it, and she ended up having a #2 single, The Locomotion, if you remember that. Trying to look at a bunch of other stuff here. I'm not real... Yeah, that's about it. So, here it is. The first one of the vacation. Got to take it easy. Everything in moderation, of course, but this looks tasty. Yes, Dan, everybody, have a beverage of your choice. Whether it's a beer, whether it's a vodka, whether it's a club soda, have a drink with me. So I feel like I'm really ready for a vacation. It's been a while. I think I was off back in March for a little while, but that seems like a long time ago, and it seems very strange to me that it's already going to be the 1st of July on Friday. So we've got half the year, half of our book of trading for this year. I'm really hoping that we feel like we've accomplished some things this first half of the year. You know, even if it's been a rough half of the year, we've seen some market state changes, some changes in direction. It's been, you know, a challenge, as it always is, but we've got another 6 months ahead of us. Do a little reflection over the next week and think about what I'd like to accomplish over the next 6 months, and think about what I'd like to accomplish for and with you guys over the next 6 months. It's a long, strange trip here in Futures Land. Dan, we're going to a place, a lake by Branson, Missouri. It's called Table Rock Lake. We have some friends that have a place down there, and they got the boat and they got the water, and they invite us whenever we want to come. For the last 3 years, it's also my wife's birthday on the 3rd of July. Happy birthday, honey. And that's where she wants to go. She can go down there, spend some time with some friends in a beautiful place. And our kids are coming. They're bringing friends. It's going to be, if you'll pardon my French, a shit show. But it's going to be a lot of fun. The kids are going to be there for 3 or 4 days. We're going to stay for 6 or 7 days and heal up after the kids leave. My kids are 23 and 25, so they like to have a good time, and we are going to do that. Spencer's driven by that lake before. Huh, yes, Vince, I will make sure and tell Donna that you said happy birthday. It's more of a birth month for her. She prefers to celebrate the entire month of July. What's nice is July 3rd, she always has the 4th of July, the day after her birthday, off. The whole world sets off a whole bunch of fireworks for her, and she shares her birthday with Tom Cruise. She likes to tell people about this. She's over there listening to me giggling. Do you want to come say hi to everybody? They can tell you. No? All right. Okay. So, well, one of these times we'll get her over here and you can meet her. She's a wonderful, delightful, and beautiful person. That tastes good. I got to be careful, though. It is only 3:30, so again, I got to pace myself, everything in moderation. Yes, actually, she has aged like Tom Cruise. Yep. Yeah, she's about as tall as Tom Cruise, too. He's a little guy, from what I understand. So, well, tomorrow morning is the forecast. After that is Make Hogue Money, and then we are, for all intents and purposes, going to be out of here. We're hitting the road on Friday morning very early, and we're going to try and beat our kids there. Yes, Otto, you were right. Happy wife, happy life. Dan, I will tell Donna happy birthday from everybody. She's over there listening right now, so she is nodding and saying thank you very much. All right, so, well, I'm going to say cheers. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning for the forecast, but this is the recap. So see you in a week at the recap. See you tomorrow morning for the forecast. But I'll be thinking about y'all, and I'll be missing you. And don't miss me too much. But we'll be back together soon. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Have one for me. Have one for Donna. Blessings to you all. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Keep praying for world peace. We can do this. See you tomorrow morning on the forecast. Have a good night.